Hello, Sweet Trading Cards here. If you can see that brown box there, we know what time it is. It's a PSA Reveal. Looks like even though they're not taking in cards, they're still shipping them out. So haven't had one in a bit. This is a TCG order, 22 cards. I sent it out right at the end of January. It actually got there February 9th. So maybe I sent it into February, but I think I packaged them all up in January. And it completed on June 24th, and I'm just getting it here today on June 29th. It took a while, in part, something that was my fault. I had a 23rd card in here, and I had it in the submission and about ready to submit it, but as I was packaging all the cards up and getting them into top loaders and stuff, I noticed that one of the cards was a fake. So obviously I wasn't going to send it because they would have charged me and told me it was a fake. So I pulled it out of the list, but I forgot to take it out of the submission. And then about March, as this was in research on ID, I got an email. It says, hey, we're noticing that this card is missing. Can you confirm that it is? And I said, yeah, I can confirm that it is. Thought that would be a real quick process and everything, but no, they held my order for almost a month in just a hold status, not moving or anything, extending my estimated completion time during all that. So just a heads up, if you ever have a missing card or something like that, be aware that that can really extend your order. So I would be really sure when you ship. So this is an interesting order, as you'll see when we get through into the grades. I did take some offers, and we'll show those on my computer here in a bit after we do that. But let's go ahead. I did already open this. My daughter looked through them. She does the TCG stuff with me, so she likes to look at them. She doesn't like cameras, so she did. Now I know when they do, okay, when they do poll orders, things get out of alignment with how you send them in. Usually if you don't do any offers, it'll come back pretty much just like you sent it almost every time. Sometimes if you got two boxes or something, it'll break weird, but anyways, let's take a look here. So as you can see, that's obviously not 22 cards. It is 13, I believe is what I ended up getting back. 14 and 9 offers were accepted. Yeah, so but let's go ahead and start getting into those here. I've seen all the grades, obviously. I took the offers and that, and but let's go ahead and start. So here we got, this is OP11. This is Zeus alternate art. Technically, it's probably a Nami card as far as all intents and purposes for the collector side. So because Nami's on there and stuff, it's generally a pretty desirable card, and we did get the 10 on that. So that's pretty nice. Good looking card there. So I got the 10. Next up, this is out of OP12. It's Smoke Raiju, alternate art. Kind of a side character, but definitely one that at least the young gentlemen like. Excuse me. And it did get a 10, so this is an alternate art too. Really nice looking card. I mean, obviously beyond the scantily clad woman there, there's also a lot of the texturing and foiling on some of these are really nice, especially when you get up at like the SP level, and those cards are beautiful. One piece cards are amazing. So here we got, now this is an actual real Nami card. This is out of OP11, alternate art, and it also got the 10, so pretty good value with this. I think I bought this one, not one that I pulled. So most of these are just the special rares and secret rares. think there's one later. I don't have any of the SPs or obviously the mangas or any of those bigger hit ones in this one. This is kind of a smaller order. So funny thing is, when this, obviously this was cards I bought in January when One Piece was kind of booming then. That boom ended and now it's starting to really tick up again. So the cycles of cards, especially with sports, but even with these, you're seeing don't always necessarily align with PSA's return times, so that's kind of rough in this. So next up, this is Jewelry Bonnie. This is the alternate art of the secret rare. It also got a gem 10, and nice looking card there. I'm pretty sure that is one I did pull. So Bonnie is one of my favorite characters, along with, I think this card is the next one. Yes, this is Bartholomew Kuma. As I watched through the anime with my kids, Bonnie and Kuma, who's Bonnie's dad, kind of became my favorites because of the father-kid story, you know, with that. So that's kind of why I like them. And this one did get 10 also. This is also a secret rare, not the alternate art though. Really, this is more of a playable card. Probably not one I should have sent in, but might not be one that I sell. Just more of that. With that, it's still a valuable card. It's actually one of the more valuable cards raw in here, but it doesn't carry as much value in the graded because it's more of a playable card. So people obviously don't want them in slab for that. So next up here, I've got OP14 Trafalgar Law alternate art. This one also got a 10. This is a special rare also, just like the other ones, and really kind of cool looking. Again, the texturing, I'm not sure how well it comes off on camera. These cards are just beautiful. You may have seen them in shows or have some of your own and stuff, but the look of a lot of these One Piece cards are just amazing. So this is a leader. You can tell by the red back there. It's an alternate leader. It is Sanji, one of the main characters, one of the Straw Hat Pirates. Pull that up a little bit there. And then I really liked here in OP12, all the alternate art leaders had kind of their mentor in the background. So Sanji, this is Zeph, who taught him, not necessarily taught him how to cook, but was kind of his mentor and took him under his wing when he was cooking and stuff. So that's kind of a cool card. And again, I really like these alternate art leaders from OP12 and the way they did those. I did get a 10. As you're seeing, there's kind of a theme here. Pretty nice card. Glad to have that one in a gem. So next up, this is a really nice one. Probably the best card or best hit of the set. This is the illustration box Nami. This is art done by Peach Momoko, who's very famous for comic book art and other things. They've done magic cards. They've done, I know, alternate art variants for the Marvel Snap digital game. Just really popular artist, especially in Japan. So really nice card. These were promos in a box. Gem 10. I think I've seen recently these have sold for over 300. It may have dipped down a little bit, but 200 to 300. There's a lot of them, but they're very popular. So next up, another One Piece. I think we're about through the One Piece here. This is OP12 alternate art of Boa Hancock, another one of the more popular ones. With that, she's probably collector-wise one of the top 4, 5 at least, if not higher. Really nice looking card, texturing, all of that. It did get a 10, just like the others, and really clean looking card there. So one thing, man, I sent these, and a lot of the little sleeves they put them in, because they're not full square cards. So TCG, they put a little sleeve kind of thing in there, and a lot of these on the back, they got these waves on them, like they weren't flat. It's kind of a bummer. Front looks good though, so I'm not gonna deal too much with it. If that showed on the front, I'd probably send them all back to get redone. That one looked, or that was pretty good. Another 10 there. So, and this is the last one piece here. This is OP14 King alternate art. Really nice looking card again. Kind of a side character, a villain character that Straw Hats battled in the Wano arc. So not really super popular. This might be one of the lower value cards that I have here. But it also got the 10. Looks great. I think we'll definitely there. So very happy with the One Piece. And then Pokemon, we had 14 cards? No, 12 cards. 12 cards, sorry. I still have 3 of them left. The rest I took offers, but let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 I have. So this one is Mew EX out of Paladin Fate Shiny Ultra Rare. This is a card that in a 10 could have been pretty deal. Did notice it had a roller line here, but it did get a mint 9. Or print line there, so that's probably understandable on that, but definitely would have liked a 10. Still might make a very small profit off that. But next up, this is the Magmortar full art. This is the Galarian Gallery at a Crown Zenith, kind of a subset that they had that are harder pulls and didn't have better value. Nice spoily looking card. Love that he's there with Electivire, who's kind of always been linked with that, and it also got a 9, unfortunately. Not sure what on that might have done it. Obviously, these cards have been out of my site for so long, so it's hard to remember if they had anything. I don't have any notes specifically on that card. But and then the last one that I have here before we get into the offers, this is Hoopa. This is full art out of Ancient Origins, well, from the XY era, so back in 2015. On this one, I was pretty sure this wasn't going to get a 10. Very, very long shot, if anything. You know, obviously older cards gonna have a harder shot of that. But I thought maybe a 9. You know, very, very slim outside chance at a 10. Got an 8. Still gonna be a profitable card. A little bit, as you probably see on the numbers that I flash up here, but could have been better. In a 10, this thing's like a $700-800 card, so as a lot of those older full arts out of the XY era are, so. But that's the ones that I have here. And then, like I said, I have 9 offers that I accepted. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my computer and show you all those. The rest of those are all Pokemon. And then I'll hop back over here just to kind of do a recap and stuff. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these PSA offers here. Starting off with this Giovanni's Charisma SIR out of 151, and we got a 9 on that. Took the PSA offer at 22.44. Current card letter value is 25, so a little bit under that, but I think at the time that was a little bit lower. But yeah, we went ahead and took that after eBay fees. Even selling at 25, we would have probably been less than that. So that was fine there. Here we have Mimikyu, Paldean Fate ETB promo. It also got a 9. We sold this for $35.70. Card ladder value currently is 35, so a little bit over there, which a lot of these card ladder values have changed, but at the time that I accepted them, I think all but one of these offers was actually over comp, over the card ladder value. One of them was under, but just barely, so that's obviously why I took the offers. It's a little strange that many were paying more than the card ladder value. We'll discuss that a bit later, but anyways, that was what we got off that one. Here we got Dugong out of Phantasmal Flames illustration rare. It also got a 9.
Sold it for $23.46. Current card that I buy is $23.51. You can see down here previous sales. Obviously, some of those, quite a few of those, are less than what I took, even without fees. So here we got one. This is the Dawn out of Phantasmal Flames. This is the ultra rare full art. It also got a 9, and we ended up selling that for $23.98. Current card that I buy is $14.99, so really came ahead. I mean, none of these are even close to the $23.98 that we took. So I think we obviously should have took it, as with most of these offers. So I had been getting really bad offers from PSA for a while, so I was kind of surprised on these that they were there. Some of those other cards you already seen, they weren't nearly near the comps. I don't know if that was because the One Piece versus Pokemon, or if that was the 10s and the 9s are only paying that high. But anyways, here's another one. This is the Magnetone Surging Sparks ETB. It also got a 9, and sold it for $22.95. Card letter value is higher now, but if you look back here, some of these sales were there. This one might have been the one that was a little bit under comp, but not by much. Pretty popular card. There is a ton of these that are done, as you can see. Pops 12,000 with over 8,000 tens. So here we have Kangaskhan out of Destin Rivals. This is the illustration rare. Also got a 9. Sold it for $25.49. Current card that I was $27.99. But at the time, I think the value was there. But actually, quite a few of these have been a little bit higher than what I paid. So still would have been better than selling it on eBay and taking the fees. So if you're not familiar, this money is what you get on this. This is not a pre-fee amount or anything, and it gets to you pretty quick. So well before the cards. I had this money before they even finished shipping them out. So here we have Team Rocket's Raticate illustration rare, also out of Destin Rivals. Also a 9, sold it for $24.75. Current value is 26. At the time, value was like 23, 24, or something like that. So as you can see, a couple of them been higher, most of them lower. Still worth taking the offer there. Here we have Yanma illustration rare, also out of Destin Rivals. Sold it for $20.91. Card that about currently is $23.01. If you look at these sales, only the $23.01 is more than what I took on the offer. So there. And then the last one here is out of Phantasmal Flames. This is the Rotom EX Special Illustration Rare. It also got a 9. Excuse me. And it sold for $25.50. Card that value currently has it at 20. But we do see some sales as high as 35, so it's jumping around. Still, $25.50 is worth it for the most part on that. So yeah, I sold those. If you haven't caught on now, all the Pokemon except for that one older Hoopa all got 9s. All the One Piece all got 10s. I'm going to discuss that when I hop back over to the other view here, but that's not really good look on PSA's part. Kind of feel like the guy just mailed it in, but we'll discuss that here in just a moment more. The other thing is the offer prices seem a little bit higher, and we'll discuss that over there too as we wrap up. So anyways, I'm going to switch over now, and we'll see you in one sec.
Okay, so we're back over here now. So, yeah, as you saw, there was all 9s for the Pokemon, except for that one 8 for the Hoopa. And the One Piece were all 10s. Now, One Piece does have a better gem rate, for sure. A lot of those cards are 80s, 90s, you know. And you're expected that. I mean, according to all the gem rates of all those cards, to be fair, I probably should have expected at least 1 9. You know, even at 90% gem rate, because I had 10 cards. That's pretty easy math. But the Pokemon, a lot of those were 30, 40, some up to 50 gem rate on those. So Pokemon definitely has a lower gem rate. But for 12 cards, I should have seen at least a 10. In fact, statistically, just off of the gem rates, I should have seen like 4.39 gems when I did the calculation there. So at least 4 gem 10s. And I got none. So, and just the way it lined up, I mean, all the One Piece 10s, all the more modern Pokemon's 9s, and then the 1/8 was an older Pokemon. And deserved. And the 3 Pokemon that we looked at here, you know, those probably, I mean, I'm not sure on the Magmortar one, but the other 2, I can understand why they didn't get 10s. But for all those Pokemon not to get 10s, and for it to line up exactly like that, just makes me feel like I had a grader who kind of just mailed it in. And I'm still going to make money off this order, you know, but it just kind of feels like, why send them in? You know, other than to up the value, and that's obviously what a lot of people see. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a PSA hater. I understand graders probably under a ton of pressure, but in all honesty, something like this should flag in their system. They should have things that flag orders that are abnormalities, and this would have been one of them. And I don't know what kind of deals they have in place to review those or to spot those. I don't know if they care. You know, at this point, it's just we have a ton of orders. Let's get them out, and you know, quality be damned. So I don't know. It didn't say in QA checks very long. I do know that. So yeah, I was a little frustrated by how it broke out. You know, if I go just off gem rates, I should have had more than 10 gems. You know, obviously I'm under 50% gem rate. That's not good. I would have liked to be more around the 60-70%, which is what I had targeted, you know, with that, give or take, you know, lucky breaks here or there. But I honestly, I wonder if they were even looked at, you know. So anyways, I'm not going to rant about that too much. Definitely let me know what you think. If you have any comments or similar experiences, definitely love to chat about it. The other thing, too, is the offers. All those 9s had offers at or above, roughly at or above comp, slightly above, which is wild. I haven't been seeing that at all. So it was enough to almost make me balk and not take the offers. Because I was like, wow, if there's that many bad, is it... does that mean they're all going to be going up and all that? And, you know, here's the thing that I'm thinking. Obviously, people that are just trying to resell those cards are going to have a hard time. Because all these Pokemon cards, there's a ton of them out there. It takes a lot to drive up their market that much. It will over time, you know, especially certain cards that catch on. Maybe another card of that Pokemon's printed. But I can't imagine that buying at or above comp is a profitable deal if you're trying to flip or resell those cards. So my thought, and probably most of your thought, is that that's going to repacks, and especially digital repacks. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but it seems like every week there's a new digital repack that's popping up. And obviously they all need cards. And PSA offers is a way for them to get a lot of them and not have to buy individual ones. Obviously, I think they buy their big target ones. They may buy separate, but I bet a lot of their bulk, their lower hit cards are coming from these PSA offers. A lot of 9s, you know. They just want relatively cheap cards that they can put in there to get a little bit of value and, you know, offset the big hits. And obviously there's enough contention for that it's driving those prices up above what you're seeing in the regular market. And whether that's a good thing or bad thing, you know, some people don't like the repack, some do. It really does drive the liquidity of all the card markets right now. You know, being able to sell your cards just graded weren't graded well and be able to get that kind of value. It just seems like I'm considering taking some of my lower end slabs and stuff that haven't sold, and sending them into PSA to the vault and seeing what kind of offers there are on those sports and or TCG. Because I do have some, I've got some stuff, and I was looking through them the other day, and they're not, maybe necessarily the bigger guy, bigger player, or whatever. And if they're bulk buying out of PSA, out of convenience, yeah, good chance I'll probably be looking to move some of those cards that haven't sold in a while, and aren't, really high value. So, yeah, that's that. Definitely let me know if you agree, disagree, have other comments regarding that. I definitely love conversation in the comment section. I don't get a ton, so check them out. I do have some other orders coming. I've got a 3-card order in QHX, a couple higher end cards, Bowman Autos, and a pretty high football card, I think. And then I've got 2 more bulk orders in assembly that are due by the end of July. And they've been, from what I've seen, maybe about a week ahead of schedule now. I don't know. Maybe that's not everybody's deal. But the last bulk order I got was about a week ahead of schedule. So this one, according to what they said, obviously it was delayed because of that stupid hold they put on me for a month. But that was in part my fault. So I'll take it. But I just couldn't believe it took a month to get that cleared out. Yeah. So anyways, I'm just kind of rambling here. Hopefully there's some value in it for anybody that stuck with me that long. I appreciate it. All these cards will be on my eBay site, so if you're interested, you're definitely welcome to check there. There's a link down in the description of the video here. If you could, give me a like, a subscribe. I know I don't post regularly enough, so my subscriber count kind of doesn't move, and I don't get a ton of views because of it. I am looking at getting more non-reveal videos. I just kind of got to get the right equipment. I know I got to get the audio dialed down. I know it was a little loud this time. So I apologize for that if you had to turn it down while I was doing the computer stuff. I am working on getting that dialed in, and hopefully if I get that to a point where I can kind of do some videos and maybe a little bit of nerdy stuff into how I choose cards, what cards I feel are valuable. If there's any, I was thinking about doing ones of what cards to send under the $80 deal, because there are still plenty of cards, even some lower end cards, that you can be pretty profitable, even paying $80 to grade. I'm not going to do a ton of that because, yeah, it's kind of wild to me. More so, I'm just kind of stockpiling cards that I think will be ready once they reopen. I've heard into September from Nat Turner. I think that's probably pretty aggressive, but he knows more than I do. But I've also heard, many people speculating off of what they're grading per day, and that we're looking at, through maybe end of October, first part of November. So regardless, with that on hold, there are other card companies out there. I've thought about doing another CGC order. I don't really have the right cards that I want for that. That kind of takes a special one for me. Although I might do some TCG stuff over there to try to farm out pristines, especially the One Piece because it grades so well. But I might do that with Beckett also, because then you have the chance at the black labels. So there's a little bit of that too. So let me know if you've got any ideas, any video content you'd like to see that's not reveals. I don't open a lot of products, so that's not really an option, except for the rare one. And I did do an opening the other week and got like 20 views. So unless I'm regularly doing that, I don't think that's something that's going to be a deal. So I was thinking more of doing like informational content, maybe doing like favorite cards I have of certain things, stuff like that. So let me know if there's something that you would specifically like to see. Anyways, kind of rambling on here. Might cut some of this out, but again, thanks for watching. I appreciate any support I do get. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe if you'd like this content. I definitely don't put out a ton, but I do want to do more. So, all right. Thanks for watching Sweet Trading Cards. Bye.